So we're about to watch the film Masizakhe, Building Each Other. Masizakhe is a Xhosa word which means to build each other through culture and the arts. It was a title given to us by Thabang, who you'll see in this film. If apartheid is defined to politically separate based on race, Thabang would argue, how does one overcome decades of that oppression? Well, only through Masizakhe. So this is a film about cultural activists in the Eastern Cape sharing. And I love to tell the story about the second trip I made, probably in 2002, and I called home to my then 6-year-old son, Case. He goes, "Hey, Papa, what time is it there in South Africa?" I said, "Oh, it's about 6 in the morning on Friday. What time is it in Seattle?" He goes, "Hey, Papa, it's 10 o'clock at night on Thursday." "Hey, Papa, guess what? You're in the future." South Africa's in the future. And in some ways, as we sit with this material, as we did what we call deep hanging out with this material, we really come to understand that, yeah, South Africa is in some ways in the future. There's a phrase there, Ubuntu, which means we are, therefore I am. So if the common point of departure for identity in the West is cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am, in South Africa they would start with the we instead of the I. And I think in that lies our future. And some of the things that we've been talking about in the context of forces and forms is how do we get to the we collectively so we can really build on this distributive funds of knowledge to build an education system that is open to everyone. So what we're going to see tonight is a little bit of Masizakhe. Thank you.
We dedicate this song to all those who sacrifice their lives to drink from the fountain of freedom in our motherland.
Someone once said to me, apartheid is dead, but what we are remaining with now is the stinking smell of the corpse of apartheid, the effects and the legacy of apartheid, you know.
As people who are just emerging out of that history of oppression, we are now facing a huge challenge.
The world out there is hungry for an African voice.
At last, we join the rest of progressive humanity. Uhuru, inkululeko, ki 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 ki. Shall we sing and dance, our cup truly overflowing? Why then am I not overjoyed, frozen my heart? Shall I with you a secret share?
Oh, how I wonder, I ponder, running around my soul, trying to catch these emotions. I stick both my hands into my eyes, trying to stop this dam of tears from bursting, creating an imagery of historical scars inscripted in the most sensitive part of our hearts. Stories about the brutality and the misery I've heard about causes me to mourn internally.
I think we were always like, in the bands that we played before, it was always like a kind of a carbon copy American thing, you know. And when we started this, we just wanted to sing in Afrikaans because that is exactly who we are. There's no other reason behind it. We're not really like pro-Afrikaans or like really... Afrikaans is not really the issue. It is just exactly who we are.
When I say something in Afrikaans, it's almost like we just feel it and understand it, you know. The moment you translate into English, it just loses that like aggression, you know. Like I said, like kan iemand like a god bel, you know. It's got that sort of like tone to it.
Now these are the times. These are the times.
Our strategy now is music. Music, arts, culture and everything. Introduce them in activities so that at the end of the day they can get knowledge, they can get like their backgrounds, where they come from, what's their history, who are we really, what are we here to do.
I mean, that's what musicians should do now, write about what they're going through, because now a lot of people are going through the stuff that you're going through, J-Max, and you, same applies. These guys are hip-hop MCs. A lot of people are going through what they're going through, where they stay, so people can identify, they can learn something from that, and that's how we can build a nation.
What you see inside your mind, do you ever listen?
we have so many changes, progressive changes that have happened in the country, but it actually doesn't mean that the struggle doesn't continue. The government have said it, but it's just that the struggle has assumed different forms now. So it's important for artists to understand that art is nothing else but the tool, you know. A society without artists is a dead society. So let us take this time as artists to be responsible, you know, and wage this struggle. Let's build one another. Masizakhe.
We have walked the road of improvement and transformation, but we are not yet there. There is still a long way, you know, we still need to walk this walk.
I'm an African.
How can we shape our future with what we have now?